If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. The color of my skin is beautiful, like the soil of Mother Africa. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. We must strive to be moved by a generosity of spirit that will enable us to outgrow the hatred and conflicts of the past. I have a special attachment to the people who befriended me during times of distress. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. It is in your hands, to make a better world for all who live in it. It is not the kings and generals that make history but the masses of people. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. There is no such thing as part freedom. When a deep injury is done to us, we never heal until we forgive. Difficulties break some men but make others. No axe is sharp enough to cut the soul of a sinner who keeps on trying. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. It is an achievement for a man to do his duty on earth irrespective of the consequences. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, it is an act of justice. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. It was during those long and lonely years that my hunger for the freedom of my people became a hunger for the freedom of all people. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. The habit of attending to small things and of appreciating small courtesies is one of the important marks of a good person. We must all strive to be inspired by a deep-seated love of our country, without regard to race, color, gender, or station in life. Only free men can negotiate. Prisoners cannot enter into contracts. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. I am the product of Africa and her long-cherished view of rebirth that can now be realized so that all of her children may play in the sun. It always seems impossible until it's done. The greatest glory in living lies not in falling, but in rising every time we fall. Together we must set out to correct the defects of the past. The children who sleep in the streets, reduced to begging to make a living, are a testimony to an unfinished job. A man is never more truthful than when he acknowledges himself a liar. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. I have never cared very much for personal prizes. A person does not become a freedom fighter in the hope of winning awards. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Significant progress is always possible if we ourselves try to plan every detail of our lives and actions. You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. Western civilization has not entirely rubbed off my African background. When I walked out of prison, that was my mission, to liberate the oppressed and the oppressor both. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. As a leader of a mass organization, one must listen to the people. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. The authorities like to say that we received a balanced diet. It was indeed balanced, between the unpalatable and the inedible. It is an achievement for a man to do his duty on earth irrespective of the consequences.
Thanks for watching. Please tell us about this video in comments. Please like and subscribe and click on bell icon for getting more videos.